James was a simple man, a hardworking husband, a loving father. Life was not perfect, but it was happy. His wife, Anna, made and sold handmade bags from home, and their little daughter, Lily, was the light of their lives. But life can change in a moment, and fate can be cruel. One afternoon, James's wife had a customer at their home, a woman named Emily, who had come to buy one of Anna's handmade bags. She had brought her little daughter, Mary, along. But what should have been an ordinary day turned into a nightmare. James was at work when he received a terrible phone call. The roof of his house had collapsed. His wife, his daughter, and Emily were trapped inside. James rushed home, his heart pounding. But when he arrived, his world fell apart. His wife was gone. His daughter was gone. Only one person had survived. A little girl, the daughter of the woman who had died that day. Her name was Mary. Far away, locked in a prison cell, another man was grieving. His name was Charles. Emily was his wife. Mary was his daughter. That day, his wife and child had gone to James's house to buy a simple bag, and they never returned. Charles had been in prison for 15 years for a crime he never admitted, and inside that cold, dark cell, his pain turned to rage. He blamed James for everything. If his wife had never gone to James's house, she would still be alive. If James had taken care of his home, the roof wouldn't have collapsed. If. His mind burned with anger. He cursed James's name, and he waited for the day he would be free. But James did not waste time on blame. He had lost his family, but he had gained Mary. And he had made a decision. At first, he had no intention of keeping her. He searched for Emily's relatives, someone who could take her in, but he found no one. Mary had no one left in this world. So James told himself, I will care for her. I will raise her. And when Charles gets out of prison, I will return his daughter to him. But fate had other plans. Years passed. Mary grew up strong, confident, and full of dreams. She became a skilled badminton player, and James gave her everything he would have given his own daughter. And in time, he stopped thinking of her as anyone else's child. She was his. But the past was not finished with them. One night, Mary returned home after a tournament. She was tired but happy. She unlocked the door and stepped inside. Dad, I'm home. She turned on the light. And then she froze. 3 men, drunk, waiting for her. That night, they destroyed her world. When James came home, he found her there, broken, wounded, barely alive. Something inside him changed forever. He swore revenge. He searched for the men. He asked questions. He found answers. And one by one, he made them pay. But there was one man left. The leader. The man responsible for it all. And when James finally stood in front of him, he was shocked. It was Charles. The same Charles who had spent years blaming James for everything. The same Charles who swore he would take revenge on James. But now, in a cruel twist of fate, he was the monster James had been hunting all along. And Charles had no idea. James had a knife in his hand. He could end it all right now. But then, something unexpected happened. Mary spoke. Her voice was soft but strong, full of pain but not anger. Father, forgive him. Charles looked at her, confused. And then James spoke the truth. Mary is your daughter. Everything stopped. Charles's face changed from confusion to shock, to horror. His own daughter, the girl he had unknowingly hurt. He stepped back, shaking his head. His breath quickened. No, this can't be true. James dropped the knife. He had no more words left, and he walked away. Days later, Charles could not live with the truth. In his prison cell, he sat alone. His hands shook, his mind broke, and then he ended his own life. As for Mary, she still had a father. the only father she had ever known, James, because sometimes fate doesn't punish with death. It punishes with the truth. What do you think about this story? Fate can be cruel, but sometimes its greatest punishment is not death, but the truth itself. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more gripping stories like this. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Thank you for watching.